Jersey, Loud Boys, Drake Dennis, if you didn't know from the show what it's hitting for. PG Bloggers, nigga, we out.
John Don, man, please don't say the John, you ain't saying it twice. Don't add the Don, you ain't saying it right. PG Bloggers with the PG God.
Shout out to the PG Bloggers, DNA, NWS.
PG Bloggers, man, Mike P, YTG.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy TH3, SAG8, Saga, man. I hope y'all enjoy this, man. PG Bloggers, you know what it is, man. NWS.
Yo, what up, guys? Your boy Fanatic. Before I get in this blog, you already know, man, PG Bloggers, Battle Rap Live. But before I get in this blog, man, Sincere Cyphers, I've already said this a million times, I can't say this enough, this weekend is going to be crazy. If you saw the last Cypher, this one's going to be even more insane. P, Rich I'm Nice, Reed Dollars, Cortez, Bonnie Godiva, Chilla Jones, Steams, Briz Rawstein. Look at the lineup. You already... Come on. It's this weekend, Saturday, in Manhattan. Hit my bro Sincere for more info. Man, if you haven't heard about this shit, I don't know where the fuck you've been at, but it's gonna be crazy this weekend. And if you can't make it, support that shit when it drops on YouTube, because you already know it's gonna be crazy. So that's that. So this past Sunday, Black Ice Cartel, the Format Volume 2. So I wasn't able to catch all the battles. I had to leave a little early, so I wasn't able to catch Danny and Clips and J Smooth, and I forget who he was battling. But I figured I'd recap just a few of the main event battles between Quantum Physics, QP, and Chilla Jones, and Clean Paper and K Shine. Now I know DNA and Danger was supposed to go down today, I believe, at some barbershop in NY. It sucks I wasn't able to see that, but at least that's going down, because that's definitely a battle I was looking forward to. But shout out to Black Ice. This is their first time in New York. It wasn't a crazy event. They had, I guess their mics weren't working, so at first they tried to do the pit format, and no one was really fucking with the pit format, so they ended up doing it on stage without mics. It was fine, but it probably would have been a little better with mics. But the event overall was still pretty good. So let's get into it, man. QP and Chilla Jones. Good battle. It was good, but it was a very long battle. The battle started at like 7 o'clock. It ended at like 8, so it was an hour-long battle. Look, it was a good battle, but I'm not with these hour-long battles. They lose replay value, man. Like, look, everyone was saying Bonnie and My verse before it came out. It was like, people that were there were like, oh, it was a classic, it was crazy. And when it came out, it was a fire battle to me, but it was too long. Like, the crowd was... It's not like the material was crazy, but like the crowd was reacting maybe a little too much to certain stuff, and then Bonnie was like bringing shit back like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, you don't need to keep bringing it back. You just gotta, you gotta go where you left off. Like, don't bring it. I mean, maybe bringing back a couple of schemes if they were like haymakers, and the crowd really wants you to bring it back. Like, you don't have to bring back every one. I mean, come on. But to me, Bonnie and My verse was like, what, 53 minutes? Like, it was a good battle, but I'm probably never going to watch that more than 1 or 2 times. And it was still a good battle, but that's my whole point with QP and Chilla. Like, it was a good battle, but it was long. So, first round, Chilla went and he had a good round, and then QP had a good round too, but QP choked at the end. He tried to make it seem like he didn't choke, but he choked. So I edged the first to Chilla. Second round, QP edged this round to me. Chilla had sort of a dry round. He had a couple good schemes, some good bars in the round. But the thing about QP, it was a fire round, but he had like 15-minute rounds. He did the same thing against Bonnie. Now here's the thing, I'm a big fan of QP. If you know me, I'm a huge fan of QP, but his style, man, like, it's good. I love the pen. Like, it's crazy what he can write down. But, like, after a while, that shit just get played out to me just a little bit. Which is why I don't know why he has to keep doing these long-ass rounds. He's got to cut that shit. Because I know I know John Doe isn't giving them 10-minute rounds. Like he's letting it go. It's whatever. But QP got the second, and the third round is going to be a toss-up on Cam. I felt like the crowd was it felt like the crowd was leaning towards QP in the building. I kind of edged it to Chilla. I felt like Chilla had some crazy like back page angle, and the crowd went crazy. And QP in the third as well. I think he had some angles. He had a lot of fire writtens, lyrical content like typical QP. QP, it felt like from the crowd, like for me judging off like how the crowd was reacting, it felt like it was QP 2-1 in the building. Even the first was debatable. There were some people I know that were saying QP 3-0. I don't think so. I had Chilla 2-1 personally, but I know I talked to some people that was QP 2-1, QP 3-0, Chilla 2-1. Like that's what it was. I don't know how it's going to turn out on camps. Hopefully John Doe can edit it so it's not 55 minutes long. Maybe he can cut out some of the crowd reaction. Hopefully he can do that so it's not just this hour-long battle. Hopefully, but we'll have to see. But I'm sort of excited to see that come out. I feel like it could have been a better battle though. It was a good battle, but it wasn't. It was too long to me. That's my criticism. But I mean, some people might not mind that because JC and Cannon was 50 minutes, but I was able to get through that shit because I'm a huge JC fan. I also like Big Cannon, and JC's rounds were crazy. And I can keep going back to that for some reason, even though. So I might sound like a hypocrite with that, but it's biasness, I guess. Whatever. So then Qleen Paper and K Shine. I can't even say good battle, man. Good material, that's all I'll say. Besides the chokes, very good material. Now, Shine went first. Shine came out swinging. He had some nice paper, clean, and paper name flips, whatever. And they were nice. And then he choked, and he ended the round. It was like 45 seconds to a minute into the round, and he choked. So then Qleen went. Qleen was going in. Qleen had fire. And then he choked too. I think it wasn't as bad as Shine, and he got most of his round in. And he might have choked and then went back into his writtens. It's not like he choked and he was done the round. He choked, went back into his writtens. Qleen took the first clearly. Second round, same situation. I think Shine went even shorter. It was probably like 30 seconds to 45 seconds, I believe, and he choked. And that was it. I mean, and the bars he had, again, the material wasn't bad. Like it was good, but he choked. And then Qleen went, and I think this was Qleen's best round. I believe he had some like Bruce Jenner bar, which had the crowd go crazy. Might have got the most reaction of the night. Besides Chilla's, you'll see it's a Steve Harvey bar. You'll see that when it comes out. It's crazy. But Qleen, I think Qleen choked. Yeah, Qleen choked again. It was a small choke, but he got the second pretty easily again, and he had fire material. And the third Shine. This is Shine's best round. He did choke again, but this time I guess he remembered his rhymes and he finished the round, and it was a solid round. And then Qleen also had a solid round, but he kind of lost steam towards the end. So I think that round's going to be debatable on camera. Now that I think about it, I had Qleen in the building, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Shine might have edged the third. But, man, I was expecting more out of that battle, man. Even QP and Chilla, that's not what I expected. These were dope matchups on paper. I heard Danny Eclipse was absolutely crazy. I'm mad I had to miss that. Of course, when I leave, the best battle of the night happens. But I can't wait for that to come out too. Shout out to Black Ice. Shout out to John Doe. Shout out to So I mean, it's their first time in New York. You gotta understand, it's not gonna be like silky smooth throughout the whole event. It's not gonna be, perfect. No event is perfect. So, but shout out to Black Ice for coming out to New York, so I can make it out to one of them events. So yeah, man, just wait for these battles to drop. I expect a little more. The chokes from Shine, didn't expect that because Shine's been pretty hungry with NWX and everything. So yeah, that's really it, man. Sincere Cyphers, like I said, this weekend. Buy your tickets. If you can't make it, watch the shit out of it when it comes out on YouTube. Probably have mad replay value. So that's about it, man. PG Bloggers Battle Rap Live. We out here.